Christmas Spirit 105.3. This is Erica.
Hi, Erica. This is Colonel Cindy Foley with the Salvation Army.
Hi, Colonel. How are you on this snowy morning?
Very good.
Well, thank you for your time. We are so grateful for the work all of you do at the Salvation Army. What happens when somebody drops money into a red kettle?
$1, a quarter, a check into a red kettle stays right in the local community, helping our neighbors in need. It provides utility assistance, food on the table. It pays for rent. It helps people buy tires and clothes and things that help them to continue their lives and to get to work. And it provides supportive services like behavioral health and counseling and the other elements that people need to just walk into a positive future.
It's so true. And this year, it's just been harder than ever for families to survive. Would you talk about how great the need is this Christmas?
As the pandemic was waning, everyone thought we're all going to get back to regular, normal life, right?
Yep.
So we felt like the high numbers of people in need from the pandemic would wane, but the opposite has been the case. The fact that as the pandemic has declined, we have this sudden rise in cost of living, rent, gas, food prices going up. So now what we're seeing is that even average families who are working are struggling to make ends meet. And there just is not enough money at the end of the month, especially when it comes to Christmas. What's going to go first if you're deciding whether to get gas to go to work or food or to pay your rent? There's going to be no Christmas. So this Christmas, we're seeing more people than ever come to us because they do need that extra food on the table and they need toys for their kids.
Yeah, you're literally giving Christmas when you donate to the Salvation Army.
That's right. And, more than that, it's not just the gift, the car or the action figure or the doll that was requested. It's the fact that for a child, life is normal. People care about me and I'm important. I spoke with somebody who's one of our volunteers this year, and 20 years ago, his family was going through a really hard time at Christmas time because the father was terminally ill. And he volunteered at school to serve lunch, which means you get free lunch. But it ran out. His turn, in the cycle ran out. And he was embarrassed to tell his mom he wasn't getting that free lunch anymore.
Oh.
So he literally would take the food off the top of the garbage can that the other kids were throwing away. And he had been doing that for several months. And he's 13. He's old enough to know my family's in trouble, but we're pretending everything is okay. And he knew there'd be no Christmas. And he was trying to, pretend to be happy for his younger brothers and sisters. But he knew they weren't getting anything and that things were really tight. And he woke up on Christmas morning and there was wrapped gifts under the tree. And later, when the younger siblings weren't around, he said, "Mom, where did you get this?" And she said, "I went to the Salvation Army." And he can still now talk about how valued he felt 20 years ago and literally says it changed the trajectory of my life. That making a difference and doing what you can, being grateful and helping people in need is really our purpose in life. And now he's a volunteer doing that himself for other young families who are in the same boat that he was as a child.
Oh, that is so powerful, Colonel. I love that story so much. Before I let you go here, I want to ask you about the bell ringers. I feel like it's such a tradition for us. Every year we hear that bell, and it's the sound of hope, isn't it?
It is. And, every dollar goes in there. It's helping us to change someone's life. And this year we are really struggling in some areas to get enough bell ringers. Across the Northwest, we need to raise $1 million this week through our Red Kettle campaign. We all know there's a shortage of workers right now. We're relying on volunteers more than ever, and especially in the Renton area, the Greenwood, Ballard area, and in Tacoma. But any Salvation Army right now would love to have someone give 2 hours of their time, or a business take a day. And people can find out about how to be a bell ringer or how to help with a food distribution or other volunteer opportunities throughout the year at volunteer.usawest.org. And you can find out what's going on right in your community, or just call the local Salvation Army and say, "Hey, I want to be a part of impacting my community. I'm here to help." We'd love to put them to work.
Oh, wonderful. Colonel Cindy Foley from the Salvation Army, God bless you, and thank you for catching the spirit here in the Northwest.
You're welcome. Happy holidays.